Hey guys, and welcome to my channel. In today's episode, we're going to be doing one of my favorite dishes from my home country of Belgium, and it's called vol au vent. And it's such a sumptuous and simple dish to do. Basically, it's chicken in cream, and it's put on top of a sort of puff pastry, and it's just delicious. And also, at the same time, this dish is served with fries on the side. That's how we do it traditionally. Just talking about it, I'm getting hungry, so I think that we'll start cooking it. So the first thing that you want to do is take 300 grams of chicken breast. What I like to do in order to prep this chicken breast is to take the skin of the chicken away. The reason that I'm doing that is because I feel that the chicken skin kind of gives it a strange taste. So cooking it separately and basically just throwing away the chicken skin is the best thing to do. It just doesn't blend well with the cream of the vol au vent. Once we've taken the skin off of the chicken breast, you can start cutting it in small bite-sized pieces. Cutting it this way will speed up the cooking process. Repeat the same process for the other pieces of chicken breast. Peeling the skin off the chicken is pretty simple. Just be sure to unfreeze your chicken in the fridge before actually attempting to cut it into small pieces. Once the chicken is nicely cut and we've separated the chicken skin from the chicken, then we can just simply set the chicken on the side like this. And then we're gonna take one plate and one whole onion. Before peeling the onion, be sure to peel the outer skin off. There's no perfect technique for this, but I do like to cut the onion in half first and then chop it into small pieces. Once the onion is nicely chopped up, put it to the side, and then we're gonna take 8 oz of mushrooms and we're gonna chop them up too. Before chopping the mushrooms, I do recommend washing them under the kitchen faucet with some water, as they often have residues of earth and maybe even pesticide used during farming. Once that is done, pour the container on a plate and chop the mushrooms into thin slices. Once again, there's no real perfect technique. Just try to keep the mushroom slices nice and neat. Once the ingredients are nicely chopped up, I like to use a wok in order to cook this vol au vent concoction. I just feel that the wok is much better than other kinds of pans, although you could use another kind of pan. As long as it's deep enough, you should be okay. With your wok in hand, put it on the stove and set it to medium-high. On my stove it's an 8, but it might vary from stove to stove. While the wok is starting to heat up, add a little bit of olive oil. I don't really measure how much I put, but it doesn't require too much, just enough to cover the bottom of the wok. Finally, before adding the ingredients, I like to cut a small slice of butter. This is once again eyeballed, but really you don't need too much butter, just a small slice. The reason that we add butter is that it helps bring out the taste and blends perfectly with the ingredients. Now that the oil and butter are cooking in the wok, we're ready to start adding the ingredients that we just cut. Just slide the chicken, then the onion, and finally the mushrooms that you just cut. Once they're all in the wok, stir them briefly and then cover them with a lid. During the cooking process, do keep an eye on it and stir once in a while. The natural water from the ingredients will start coming out of them, but if you feel that the wok is getting too dry, feel free to add a small quantity of water. This will help the cooking and avoid burning the wok. While you're cooking the chicken, onions, and mushrooms, you can start the second step of this recipe, which is making the bechamel sauce, which is a sauce that you're going to put in the wok once everything is nicely cooked. And in order to make that sauce, all you really need is some milk and some flour. And in order to do that, we're going to use a pot which you're going to put on your oven at really low temperature. Once the oven is set to low, place the pot on the stove and add 250 milliliters of milk. Immediately after pouring the milk into the pan, add 4 spoonfuls of flour. With all the ingredients in the pan, start stirring the ingredients for a couple of minutes until you feel that the flour and the milk are taking on a sauce texture. Cooking the bechamel truly is very simple, but you do have to be a little bit patient as it does take a few minutes to actually become a sauce. Once the bechamel is done, check your wok to see if the chicken, onion, and mushrooms are fully cooked. If they are, pour the bechamel sauce on top of the ingredients and blend nicely with a wooden spoon. Since finding unsweetened ready-made puff pastries in American supermarkets is very much a hit and miss, I have found that the simplest way to purchase some is to order puff pastries from Amazon.com. The brand I recommend is Pepperidge Farm. On Amazon, you can also find the real Belgian puff pastries, but in order to buy them, you will most likely have to buy them in bulk. Even though slightly different in shape, the Pepperidge puff pastries are practically the same taste as the original Belgian ones. Now, in order to bake the puff pastries and make them look like a vol au vent, I found that the best technique is to take 2 puff pastries and to stack them on top of each other. In order to cook them, preheat your oven to 425 degrees Fahrenheit. Once the oven is heated to the correct temperature, place them in the oven over a piece of parchment paper and let them bake for 18 to 20 minutes or until nice and golden. Now that the puff pastries are fully baked, place them on a plate and pour the vol au vent sauce on top of the pastries. Finally, if you want to serve the dish in the traditional Belgian way, add a small portion of fries to complete the dish. Wow, didn't this vol au vent come out so beautiful? This is exactly how I remember it back in Belgium. And as you can tell, I served it with a bit of fries. Yes, they are Belgian fries because fries were invented in Belgium. I insist. But yes, I really hope that you guys enjoyed watching me do this recipe, and if you did enjoy it, please be sure to subscribe, hit the like button, leave me a comment to let me know how your vol au vent came out. Mine looks superb, and I'm gonna actually eat it right now. And with that being said, have a great day, and I'll see you guys in the next video.